Hey guys, so I just got back from the theater from seeing a double feature. It's been a while since I've done that, and hopefully I can get these knocked out pretty quickly. Especially the second review, I don't think I'll have much to talk about. This one I might have a little more to talk about, but the first movie I saw was A Man Called Otto, the new Tom Hanks movie that got limited release like at the end of the year, and then now getting like a more wider release now the last couple weeks. And yeah, this was a movie that I thought kind of looked like it looked like a Oscar bait esque movie that you've seen done a million times before. The story has been done a million times before. Apparently, this is a remake of a movie, like a foreign movie. I've never seen it before, ever heard of it until I heard of this movie, and it's based off a book too. Um, and they, yeah, I thought the movie, the trailers looked fun, fine for what it was. I was kind of interested in seeing Tom Hanks kind of play against Tyke, but I was like, that sounds like that could be kind of fun. I like the idea of Tom Hanks playing a grumpy old man. All right, that's new. I haven't seen that done before. Him do that before. I'm fine with that. And yeah, this movie's okay. This movie's okay. It's the better of the two movies I saw this today, but it's not as good as I wanted it to be. Um, I thought it was going to be. Um, the movie is carried solely by really Tom Hanks' performance. Tom Hanks, of course, can fucking probably read a phone book and make it compelling. He's a really great actor. He's always been. He's really likable. Even though he's playing a curmudgeon, um, basically he literally is playing a curmudgeon with a giant heart. I mean, his character. The joke in the movie is that he has a condition where he has a big heart and he's a curmudgeon. That is a joke in this movie. I swear to fucking god. Um, and there's a, I mean, I won't deny I did laugh at that, but it was pretty funny. He is basically almost a male version of Karen who complains about everything. Uh, he pretty much is a Karen, but at the same time, he is also a character that I can relate to because I know people like this. I've been related to people like this. Hell, I live in the house. My apartment is an it used to be my uncle's apartment, who is unfortunately passed away a few years ago, and he was kind of like this. This he was like an Otto character. He was like the Otto character, in that he was kind of a dick, but also he had a heart of gold. uh, uh, he he'd be very opinionated about kids these days and this generation and yada yada yada. And basically Tom Hanks is that old man yelling at kids to get off his lawn. I'm surprised they didn't have that scene in it, but um, and they give him a pretty good backstory. Like they flesh his character out throughout the movie of seeing what happened to him that led up to him becoming this way. It's involving his wife. There's a lot of flashbacks to him and his wife when they were younger. Was that one of Tom Hanks's like younger grandkids or something like that? Because that kid looked a lot like Tom Hanks. I'm pretty sure that was like because I saw like some actor that had the name Hanks playing too. Let me look this up. I'm looking it up. I'm trying to look that up after I saw the movie. Uh, I don't remember. Let me see here. Yeah, Truman Hanks was that like is that his grandson? I think that was. Look that up. Is that his grandson? Uh, no, that's Tom Hanks' son. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, Tom Hanks is at that age where you're like, it's possible that it could be his grandson. Not offense to Tom Hanks at all. But yeah, that's his son, that was his son playing him. Yeah, he played his dad pretty well. Um, I did like the neighbor, the neighbor girl that he befriends and grows to have this relationship with, because he's like, obviously kind of not the most well liked guy in his neighborhood, because he's so grumpy and a curmudgeon. But she kind of like uh, makes him have a soft spot, and he's a guy that that he kind of opens up. She's somebody that he opens up to over time throughout the movie. And she's a really good character, probably the most fleshed out character in this movie, other than him. That is one of the problems with this movie, is that the characters in this movie, other than those two, really are just caricatures. That's it. They're not fucking actual characters, three dimensional characters. They're just caricatures of what this movie thinks, basically, are stereotypes of people in today's culture, between you know generation this generation and their obsession with social media. There's a scene where he fucking tries to commit suicide by jumping onto the oncoming train, but some old guy collapses onto the train tracks and he decides to save him instead. And when he the old guy falls on the train tracks, there's like a bunch of people that pull out their phones and like are taking video of it instead of helping this old man. And he's like, "Are you guys gonna do something?" Now, I'm sure that will happen. That would happen. But I'm pretty sure most people would. Somebody would try to go out and help him instead of just pulling out their phones and taking video of this guy lying there on the train tracks. I'm pretty sure somebody would have done something. Not every, but it's one of those kind of films where it's a lot of character. Like I said, these characters are not very. They're very generic and very stereotypical, and they're not. Even though this movie has more characters, uh, believable character, more fleshed out characters than the second movie I did see. This movie, this movie is, it's not, like I said, it's that was the one thing that really bothered me. But there's also things about this movie that were just so fucking weird. This movie reminded me of a lot of different things. In that it reminded me of Better Off Dead, one of my favorite comedies of all time, but a very more serious version of it. And that, like, throughout this movie, he is basically Lane Myers, and that Lane Myers in Better Off Dead was trying to get over his girlfriend by killing himself. So, but it's the opposite of Tom Hanks, where he's trying to get over his wife by killing himself. um, and and he has all these failed attempts like Lane Myers and Better Off Dead. They're that are prevented by his pesky neighbors and shit like that, and a lot of hijinks ensuing sometimes. And honestly, there's a lot of weird placement in this movie with fucking, as far as music. As far as some of the music, when this scenes of him trying to kill himself are playing, there's like sometimes whimsical music playing. I'm like, what in the fuck is this? I'm like, that is not appropriate music to be playing in this scene, but okay. Um, and then I don't know if I'm the only one, but there's so when he's about to kill himself multiple times, when he's trying to kill himself in this movie, he flashes back to his younger self with his younger wife, with his wife when they were younger, in key scenes in their lives and what led them to this point. And I was thinking about, remember that, I don't know if anybody remembers that South Park episode with that shop teacher, wood shop teacher that the kids had, who kept trying to kill himself. And he kept every time kept trying to kill himself, he kept seeing visions of his dead wife. I was thinking of that, and I was cracking up, kind of thinking about that, is of how stupid, like how those scenes are, like how that is like edited together almost is exactly like the South Park episode. It is really funny because of that when you think of that. Try not to think about that now if you ever see this movie. If you've ever seen that episode. Um, I was like, I'm not supposed to be laughing at these scenes, but I'm kind of because of that. Uh, Listen, I wouldn't say this movie's bad or anything. It is not bad. It is carried by Tom Hanks, and it oh yeah, this movie is not fucking subtle either. Oh my god, in its message about you know how like Tom Hanks's generations looks at our generation and kind of looks down on them and how things have changed from his generation to our generation and you know this fucking movie, I swear to God, is so unfucking subtle to the point. There's a real estate company. I'm not making this up whatsoever. There's a real estate company that's trying to take over the buildings that are the homes of people that live across the street from him and Tom Hanks' character himself. They're trying to take his house too. They're trying to take advantage of like these elderly people. And I swear to God, the name of this fucking real estate company, I still can't believe this is a fucking thing in a movie that I saw. Their name is Die in America. Die in America. They say it multiple times, and at one point, Tom Hanks has to spell it out for us. That it's like they're saying Die America. What? Fuck off. Like, fuck off with this unsubtle bullshit. And I'm like, fuck off. I was like, I could not get over that. And they say that name so many goddamn times. It's called Die. I swear to God, it's called Die in America. Because that rolls right off the tongue of a company. Oh my God. This movie, like I said, it's not that bad. It is carried by Tom, but it's not worth watching in a theater. Uh, I was a little disappointed, but I didn't hate it. It could have been a lot better. I will say that. Um, but like I said, I didn't hate it. Uh, but yeah, that's as far as a man called Otto. I will be back with one more review in a little bit. Until then, I'll talk to you guys later.